Hey guys, it's Nick from This here. Last week I uploaded a predictions video for Conan the Barbarian, speculating what he could be like in Mortal Kombat 1, going over his attacks, finishers, gear, references, and more. I'll be doing the same for Ghostface today, the iconic killer from the Scream franchise. I had fun with the first few Scream movies. The first one is fantastic, one of the best horror movies ever made. And while the following sequels never lived up to the hype, Ghostface and his legendary voice were always entertaining to watch, even if the specific movie wasn't that great. I still think NetherRealm Studios could have went with someone better like Michael Myers or Pinhead, but nonetheless, I'm excited to see what Ghostface will bring to the table. Let's begin. Ghostface is just a regular person under the costume, so don't expect any crazy kung fu combos from him. I expect Ghostface to be a quick, sneaky character, able to get in, slash and stab the opponent with his knife, and get back before they can counter. NRS could give him some sort of a teleport or ability to fall back into the shadows. I know Ghostface normally doesn't have any supernatural abilities, but for the sake of gameplay, it could work, and it would definitely fit his character. Ghostface most prominently uses his buck knife. He isn't as diverse with weapons like other slashers, so I really only expect him to come armed with the knife. He could have a cool parry attack with his knife, and possibly even a projectile like Kano, where he throws it. Anybody remember Terrordrome? Terrordrome is an old fan-made game, a love letter to horror fans. Basically just Mortal Kombat with a horror skin over it. You could play as all kinds of characters. Jason Voorhees, Freddy Krueger, Chucky, Candyman, and of course, Ghostface. Terrordrome proves that Ghostface can work in a fighting game format, and while I hope NRS doesn't directly copy Terrordrome, there's definitely some inspiration that could be taken here. Ghostface has a vanish, teleport sort of move in this game, which could go back to the potential teleport move I mentioned earlier. It's a cool touch that his costume just crumples to the ground Obi-Wan style after he teleports. The best thing Terrordrome did with Ghostface was giving him the ability to call another Ghostface into the fight to help out, grabbing the opponent and leaving them open to attack. It makes perfect sense, as in almost all of the Scream movies, Ghostface is a moniker taken on by a pair of killers, and we know from Johnny Cage's stunt double attack in previous games that this mechanic can easily work in Mortal Kombat. Otherwise, most of Ghostface's attacks are just quick slashing and stabbing with his knife, which I feel like is mostly what Ghostface will be in MK. Maybe some cool references, but other than that, there's not exactly a lot of creative liberties to take with Ghostface's moveset. The customizable gear for Ghostface should definitely be his mask, no brainer there. NetherRealm could potentially use masks from his Dead by Daylight appearance, or even make up their own. There was even a Scream TV show that had a different mask. That's an option too. And of course, the best choice would be the scary movie What's Up mask. DBD managed to score this mask in game, so it's definitely possible. Of course, there is always the possibility that NRS will take the lazy route and make his knife the customizable gear, and God, I hope not. Being able to customize his mask would make Ghostface even more entertaining. Having various knives would barely be noticeable and would be seriously disappointing. Do the right thing, NRS. On to Ghostface's finishing moves. For a slasher icon, he doesn't have that many iconic or memorable kills, at least to my memory. Ghostface was always more about the voice than the brutality of his kills. Hell, sometimes we don't even see the kills, and the survivors just encounter a mutilated corpse. Can't forget the garage door kill, and I will tip my hat off to NRS if they find a way to actually implement this, but I doubt it. Call of Duty added a Ghostface operator a few years back, and referenced a kill from one of the newer Scream movies. I won't mention who the kill is because it's a big character death, so thank God I can show a spoiler-free version via COD. Ghostface appears behind the victim, taps them on the shoulder, and plunges his knife into their stomach, wrapping around them and stabbing them in the spine with another knife, lifting them up in the air, cutting up through their guts and back. COD's version of this kill is a lot quicker than it is in the movie, so I expect if NRS uses this kill, they'll draw it out longer and possibly even put their own spin on it. Honestly though, I kinda hope since Ghostface doesn't have a ton of memorable kills, that NRS will design his own unique fatality. Not everything has to be a reference, and I love when guests get their own unique kills in Mortal Kombat. Might as well take full advantage of this crossover and come up with some fresh stuff. Like Peacemaker, they did it perfect for him. One fatality is a reference to one of his best kills in the show, and another is a reference to his franchise, but not a kill we actually ever see. I'd like to see something like that. Most brutalities will probably just be stabbing and slashing with his knife, but if NRS wants to give him a goofy brutality, as well as a cool reference, they could have a stage light fall from above and crush the opponent to death in reference to Scream 2. Scream 6 had a pretty wild kill where we see Ghostface kill someone with a shotgun. He stabs the victim, steals his shotgun, then blasts his head off. While seeing Ghostface with a gun is kinda cursed and breaks slasher law, it would be a diverse kill to stand out from the rest. Could make for a great brutality. I can also see NRS putting a more comedic spin on some of Ghostface's finishers. Dead by Daylight found a good middle ground. Ghostface stabs them to death on the floor, and while blood leaks from their mouth and body, he takes a selfie with his dying victim. I don't expect NRS will actually use this kill, as they'll want to stand out, but something funny and brutal together like this could be a perfect combination. Since we know guests are getting Animalities, I figured I'd mention Ghostface's possible Animality. I really expect some kind of Halloween-themed animal, like a black cat clawing and mauling the opponent to death, or a bat flying down their throat and coming out like a chest burster. I really can't think of a better fitting animal for the icon of Halloween. I made an entire video dedicated to who Ghostface could be under the mask, which is in the description if you're interested, but in short, I expect it to be one of three options. Option number 1, NRS doesn't reveal the identity at all. Option number 2, NRS makes one of their old forgotten fighters into this universe's version of Ghostface. Someone like Su Hao or Mocap. Gives Ghostface more potential for martial arts based combos, and it's like a 2-in-1. Or, option number 3, NRS uses one of the many Scream killers at their disposal. We know they acquired the rights to Scream due to the licensing information you can see at the bottom of the Khaos Reigns poster, and the fact Ghostface has his iconic voice from the movies. If NRS goes this route, I'm praying for Billy and Stu, as they are the most iconic killers in the franchise, and they're the originals. I find it pretty unlikely Miss Loomis will be under the mask, but maybe one of the later movies' female killers could make the cut. And there's my Ghostface predictions in a nutshell. It'll be interesting to see how he plays in-game. What are you hoping to see? Let me know, and stay tuned for my T1000 predictions video. Thanks for watching guys, as always this has been Nickfamous, see you later.